Šeperića ranije susretali.
Sorry, no problem.
Hello, my neighbor.
Hi.
To say something.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you for recognizing us.
Best regards to Bosnia.
Yes.
The Republic of Srpska, of course.
Yeah. That is Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Dobrý podvečer, dámy a páni, vážené predsedníctvo, vážení priatelia. Dovolte mi, aby som vás srdečne pozdravil v mene štátneho tajomníka ministerstva vnútra profesora Čečota, ktorý žiaľ z vážnych pracovných povinností sa nemôže tohto slávnostného otvorenia zúčastniť. A takisto v mene generálneho riaditeľa sekcie verejnej správy, ktorý dlhodobo v tomto období od polovice septembra prakticky je práce neschopný a zastupuje. Čo z toho vidíme? To, čo som povedal, prakticky do určitej miery zneprehľadňuje situáciu činnosti spoločných úradov vo vzťahu k občanovi. Občan vyjde zo svojej obce a chce nájsť stavebný úrad alebo rokovať pri príprave svojho stavebného konania, tak ide do sídel 201. Keď chce komunikácie riešiť nejaké, tak musí ísť do iných sídel, lebo nie vždy sú zhodné tie sídla tých činností, tých 200 počet žiakov na 1000, alebo sú to obce od 1000 žiakov v školách. To nebudem detailne zúbať, nie je to jednoduché, aby som nemusel vám spôsobovať nejaké informácie, ktoré... Keď by som poprosil, keby ste pozreli v stavebnom konaní, vidíte farebne vyznačené katastrálne územia obcí podľa toho, ako sú začlenené do jednotlivých tých spoločných úradov.
I would like to go just a bit further in presentations that have been already done, because my one is of course much on the same line, and I would start by telling something which might appear as very obvious. Strength in unity. That's a motto that
many times is the fragmentation and the governance are at odds with the functions which the governments have to perform. There is a mismatch and there are also difficulties that are resulting from
in the near future, but because of the decentralization process in Kosovo, this ministry was established. The Ministry of Local Government Administration can assist in facilitating or mediating agreements for the carrying out of activities jointly by 2 or more municipalities. According to a draft document prepared by this ministry, in full cooperation with the association, municipalities may cooperate based on one of the following manners: its conclusion of agreements or protocols of cooperation to jointly exercise one or more functions, contracts or legal partnership between
economic development, and we have some cases for waste management. Actually, on the end, we have done a really an excellent job for this cooperation, which I will speak later. And we have some cases for municipality police, where some municipalities cannot appoint police because they are small and they begin to cooperate together.
Tam se ne dalo vaša, Lukajte me se, može čakati do 15. načelnik, i on je rekao, džema do Idanović, sad kaže, prošlo tu on kaže u radu to bez liječa i...
You can say something for the RTNS. Our languages.
Pozdravljam društvo i izuzetna mi je čast što se nalazi u ovakvom eminentnom društvu, da pokupim određena znanja i da se opustimo ovako.
Really nice of you. Thank you very much.
First part of the meeting. And in a way, my role here is specific. You know, there is always a good cop and bad cop, and I play the role a bit of bad policeman. So the rest of the speakers, it happens to be a good thing. That it might be a very useful tool, and quite often it is, but there are also some problems with this tool. There are no ideal tools, and intermunicipal cooperation is not an exception to this rule. So there happen to be problems, there happen to be difficulties with intermunicipal cooperation, and you need to be careful, you need to be aware of this negative side. Voluntary bottom-up intermunicipal cooperation is seen as an alternative for territorial consolidation reform. So in some countries there has been a debate. Maybe we should reorganize local governments, maybe we should
Of my course. So I will go through it in different speeds and taking a bit more time on some slides and less on other ones. Intermunicipal cooperation is a complicated matter.
Is it successful or not? What's the main problem of implementation? And in addition of France, are there any other countries who are trying to use this model as well? Thank you.
I take some other questions and get Robert to sort of answer them in a consolidated way. Quickly, Robert. Yes. Ask that one and people will think of others. Yes.
Well, other countries, of course there are other countries.
Dosta vremena nekoga. Da. Ali u svakom slučaju ne bi se mijenjalo.
Split between public goods and private goods, between funding a thing through charging people who benefit or funding it through general taxation, where people pay as taxpayers and regardless of how much they benefit from the service or whether they benefit at all.
Yes, it's a political affiliation. Now, have you another thing? Well, so for every country is excellent to put this and to find the common and the...
Does anyone... Please.
Ladies first.
Ladies.
Yes.
Speaking now.
Okay. Why ladies first?
Why? But always you say...
I would suggest to keep taking the notes and not to switch. Somebody to sit at the lecture, if you agree, instead of and making notes. Because she's going to do the rapporteur, she's going to...
Right, okay.
She will tell you if you just read the memory of the lecture. Municipal cooperation and how to cope with this. Maybe it's only the problem of my country, I don't know.
Maybe here is necessary to include and lack of...
The second effort that we identified was a lot of the international community is getting heavily involved in trying to promote capacities. And if you remember, we identified the lack of capacities as one of our greatest challenges. We're also saying now that a lot of international donors have been very helpful.
About it. I only have less than 50 minutes to guide you, so I will show you the most important and significant places in this city that has almost 500,000 of population, and of course the most of population are Slovaks, but you probably know the strongest minority is Hungarian minority, about 10%. Thomas Alva Edison, and in 1894 the first film was presented in his museum. The next building over there are 3 buildings that belong to American Embassy. That's in front of Slovakian members of the Czechoslovakian government. Dr. Radomir welcomed them in this beautiful building. He came up to take a deep breath, and at the same time a group of young girls in short skirts was passing by. So he realized that life, and citizens of Bratislava call him, say that the shorter are the skirts, the broader is his smile. You may caress his cap, you can see it is shining. Because of tourists, they caress it or touch it and believe that it will bring them good luck.
Radomire, snimte ovo pa ćete nam to narezati ovako po glavi. Ajde Novka.
Recite mi nešto. Recite mi nešto. Šta je to? Šta sad vi to dirate? Ko je taj gospodin?
Čovjeka što
Who
će
is
nam
that
donijeti
man?
sreću. Kad nam već...
And his shawl was always white, his clothes were white, and he loved children, and children loved him. Very, very nice. He was my friend. Well, this is our main square. Like according old written sources, it used to be a marketplace since 11th century. It had lots of names. It was a forum or a big market, and it even was a square of Franz Josef, a square of Adolf Hitler, and for 40 years it was the square of April the 4th. It is the day when for your relatives for Christmas, but also eat very good Slovakian food and drink very good mulled wine, Glühwein in Germany. But this square was also the place for public punishments and executions. And because these buildings in front of you are buildings of the first old city hall that was built by parts, and the first part was built in 13th century. At the beginning of 19th century, when he was leaving this territory in 1809, his artillery damaged all houses that were standing on this part of the river. Moreover, a beautiful castle, a huge one, called Jevin towards Vienna, it is about 5 kilometers from here, he blew it up. And when he was leaving this territory, some of his soldiers couldn't join their units, their army, because they were since Red Catholicization and anti-Reformation, he was very strong. And there were lots of uprisings of Protestant, like noble families, aristocratic families against Habsburgs. All Habsburgs were very strong Catholics. So after 30 years, this church was taken away from Protestants and was given to Jesuits, a Catholic like a male order. And the next church on the street, if you have, well, I don't know how much time we will have, at the end of the street is a beautiful church of St. Franciscans, and it is
Ajde, pojasnjam uživo. To je Sveti Georgije koji ubiva Aždahu.
Moja slava.
Challenge to say something interesting about intermunicipal cooperation after the presentations and the discussions with three professors, and also, of course, your inputs. But I will try to, let's say, add value to what has already been said. And I'm doing this in one-country groups. We suggest to do it in an alphabetic order, which means that the first group to report will be Albania. Albania. Who is Bosnia?
The Republic of Srpska and Bosnia and Herzegovina. We work together. Yes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will just present you with conclusions of Bosnian delegation, actually conclusions that we got from
between different communities. Bosnia and Herzegovina, as we have it today, is still a country with quite obvious lack of trust between various, I shouldn't say only ethnic groups, but political affiliations, and it is a country divided in many ways.
So our group is discussing a lot about this issue, and we decided to make both presentations, nevertheless, with some different expectations that Sazan will say by himself.
Together with the Council of Europe and LGI, we organized the first joint intermunicipal cooperation workshop in Peccioli, Italy, in June this year. And this idea, the toolkit, was flagged to